and backward point for a boundary. Score correction, it's 7 runs of 3 balls. And that's a white ball again. 8 runs of 3 balls. Wide down the leg side by the bowler, Sandeep Kumar. Just freeing himself in the first over. Freeing himself in the first over, a couple of wides. On the legs, nicely glanced to fine leg for an easy single. And Kiran sir on the line with his very first ball. What do you think about Aniket Naik Satam? He's looking in good touch with the number of deliveries he has played till now. What do you reckon? He is playing a match after almost 2 or 3 weeks, I guess, on this game. But do you think is that something that he think of when he's batting?
I think this particular start will help him to gain that confidence back, which he is looking from last couple of matches. And to talk about his batting skill, he's another classical batsman, which I have been playing with him from my school days, and he's been termed as Mr. Yuvraj Singh of Gokuldam. Yeah, as you can see, there's couple of boundaries in the very first over. I think that will give him a lot of confidence and will ask him to carry the innings. The more he stays in the wicket, I think the more damage he will do to the bowlers. The only concern about Aniket, I think, with the running between the wickets, I think if he try to push himself one that extra run, he can play more aggressive later on and give the team the much desired total the first innings.
Nicely off the middle of the bat from Utkarsh. I totally agree with your point where you said running between the wickets, but if you talk about Aniket Naik Satam, the kind of strength he needs to capitalize later, I guess he's just saving on his strength to not exert himself much and capitalize later, because he's that. And on the leg side, nicely glanced, but the fielding team has a fielder set very fine on the fine leg boundary. So he's a player, if he is not tired, he's pretty much sure, and he's confident that he could capitalize once the pitch gets a bit flat, good to bat. And I guess that's the secret of his energy.
I think the time will say it as the match progresses. But yeah, a pure classical batsman, I would say, Lions have in the top order, and who especially opens the innings for Lions. And I think this is a smart move because knowing the condition, it it was raining a couple of days ago. The ground is not that looking that great. Especially the pitch. There might have been the water uploaded on the pitch last evening, so maybe it might be difficult for the batters because the kind of shots which both of the batsmen have played so far, they are playing a very cautious move. But I think a couple of overs later they will show the aggressive part of it, and a beautiful cover drive by Utkarsh. We would say the short half jab towards the covers. That's Utkarsh, speciality. And with that's the end of the over. 7 run conceded from the over. A great spell by Kiran. After the 2 overs, the score stands 18 runs for the last 0 wickets. I think the fielding team, has certainly put some, good field positions in the first couple.
Very interesting question. Not that I've had experience of playing against him. The opportunity to play against him was very early in my career when I had just stepped into the season circuit. Now, honestly, if you are a bowler, it's very difficult to bowl to a batsman like Aniket Naik Satam because there's very less room for error. If you miss your line, he's going to punish you, and he's going to punish you hard. However, having observed the kind of shots he has, there are two field positions you would want to lock. One is the covers region, and the other one is the backward square leg region. These are the two positions. But yeah, having said that, if if you bowl him on the pads, it's very rare that he is going to hit the ball directly to the fielder. But yeah, these are the two positions I'd say I'll stack up when I'm bowling. The rest you leave on the mood of Aniket Naik Satam if he wants to be kind to you or if he wants to punish you. What do you think? What are the positions you would like to stack when you're bowling?
So I think I'll most of the time I'll follow the same footstep of yours because we also have played against him many a times. So we'll try to block him in that region. Apart from that, we'll try to make him run more. But yeah, as you said, he always try to conserve the energy so that later on he can go hard at the bowlers in the later stage of the match. But yeah, this will be a 3 simple steps. But primarily will. That's a great start. And a balanced side.
but weak deliveries are to be put out of the ground. I not say that there are any plans as such in bowler, but yeah, if there's a home advantage against Don here. Uh, the Lions team that you have seen today, are all experienced people who have played loads of matches on the ground. I would say home ground of all the 11 that have been registered for today's game, and yeah, that gives an advantage to all the 11 players against Don. That's a very good line there, bowled by Rishabh, and cautiously well left by Utkarsh. Your innings. He knows what his role is. He knows what is expected out of him from the team and from the captain.
Rightly said. And having 13 players in one win line. Sorry, last Saturday. I think that gave a lot of confidence within the team, and the team is looking forward to win this more handsomely. How was the environment when you won the last match? Because it was a very close match. So any thoughts over there, Swapnil?
Honestly, the situation at which Lions were in last Saturday, standing at 93 for 7, if the people who were not there to witness, and that's a glorious boundary, glorious, punched off the back foot towards the cover region, Utkarsh showing his class. Doesn't matter how the pitch is, doesn't matter how the ball is, doesn't matter what color the ball is. This guy is going to put the loose deliveries out of the ground. Superb timing there. Yeah, so coming back to your question, it was 93 for 7. I may be wrong with the score, but I still remember we were 7 down before the score of 100 and needing almost 108 odd runs, 110 odd runs in 10 overs. Honestly, people who were not there to witness and people who were following on videos, they might have had an early party on Saturday, thinking that the match is done. And having said that, Utkarsh is having his own party on the pitch. He's accepting all the gifts that the bowler is giving him. New Year's come 3 days late for Utkarsh, but he's accepting the gifts there.
Yes, rightly said. And he's playing one of my favorite shots in the cover region, which is always delightful to watch from a batter's point of view. Again, a very big over for Lions, conceding 11 runs in the third over. After 3 overs, the score stands for 29 for the loss of 0 wickets. Again, same approach that we have seen with Lions captain as well, Shriji. He always leads it from the front when it comes to bowling. And I think last match, as you rightly said, that people who didn't watch or who was not present on the ground, or maybe have missed the curricular stats. It was the captain who led his team to the victory line, because his crucial innings in the center made that possible. And let's not forget the classical knock by Vikas Sharma, the big hittings in the end. But I think keeping the team in the race, it was the captain's knock, and I think Srijit made that. So are we going to see Srijit up the order today? Looking at the confidence, our team Lions is going with a different strategy altogether.
Even though I know him for almost 17 to 18 years, I am in the air towards sweeper, towards the point region, and comfortably running two between the wickets. Yeah, so even though I said I know him for 17, 18 years, I can hardly understand him when it comes to him inside the cricket field. He wants to do things separate. He wants to take the opposition by surprise. He wants the opposition to take him and his decisions by surprise. I'm pretty sure that is something that I can't guarantee. Sitting here with you as a part of Lions, I am expecting some surprise decisions as well, and I don't know what's in the store. Kiran sir making sure his whole 8 deliveries and he has not missed the line on any. Just bowling, he's hitting the mark. Again, nice field placement. He's made sure that he's not giving away the easy singles. He's inviting the batsman to go over the fielders. And very rightly so. Aniket Naik Satam is very capable of hitting it over the point and covers region. Let's see who wins this battle. Again, setting the field. And he's put mid on and mid off back on the boundary and got deep backward point into the circle. Interesting to see the kind of plans. Interesting to see the kind of plans Kiran sir has. And he knew what he was doing. He set him up there. He knew what he was doing.
And in the house we have Mr. Pawan Tripathi. Good morning, Bhaiya. Alright. First wicket for Team Royals. A perfect setup by the captain Kiran, ensuring that he blocks that particular region for Aniket Naik Satam, who was playing. He played some couple of good shots and conceded boundaries over there. But I think this time he missed the line and it cost his wicket. First loss, first blood for Lions, and a good wicket for Kiran, because we all know that what Aniket Naik Satam is capable of. Something to cheer for Royals, getting the first wicket in the power play. Okay.
Yeah, very rightly so. Getting wickets in the power play is real gold, and you know how gold has been in recent times. So I guess Royals are just stacking up on the gold by taking wickets off a very deep batting lineup that Lions have. And we have Vinayada on the crease. Another experienced batsman replacing another experienced batsman.
Rightly said. This two are best buddies, Aniket Naik Satam and Vinayak. So one goes, other takes his position. But as you said shortly that your captains always give surprises, and this is another one because we always see both the best friends in the innings for Lions, Aniket and Vinayak Dada both. But I think Lions is all about surprises, and the captain thinks it well in advance. But looking at the team strength for Lions today, I think there's a lot of power hitting and balance. Batsmen in Lions today. We see Sanjay sir padded up over there, who is all set and ready for to make an impact on the pitch. We also see Nilesh Dada, and we all know what kind of batsman Nilesh Dada. He can damage bowling attack in 1 or 2 over itself. Today you also have a special player in your team, to twister over specialist, Mr. Mandar Sakpal. So Mandar is a specialist, twister over specialist, and he's been called off by every team only when there are twister over in the matches. During rest of the matches, he takes rest. During rest of the matches, he's been rested, and during twister over matches, he's been called upon and make an impact. Any thoughts, Swapnil, about this twister ball?
I would suggest, Swapnil, you need to give the Fervent tournament calendar to Mandar so that he makes his calendar set according to your calendar. Because I'm pretty sure Twister Over will be a part of Fervent tournaments going ahead. And we just want him to be available playing for Lions. And we have the most experienced bowler, player, the legend himself, Don, coming to bowl the fifth over. Vinay Dada facing the first delivery. And like you were talking about surprises from Lions, Pawan Bhaiya himself. One point that was raised by Pawan Bhaiya the minute he came was the over rate. I guess now he won't complain because he's seen Don bowling. He'll take 10 minutes to finish every over that he bowls because he'll set a field on every ball that he bowls. Nicely bowled, nicely played by Utkarsh. On the line, Don with his first two deliveries. Superb, superb. Superb is the word. Superb is the word. Kiran sir, the captain, leading from the front in every department. Bowling, fielding. Certain boundaries stopped by him. And missing the line and punished very rightly so by Vinay Dada. What do you think about Don as a player, as a team player when he's playing for a team, when he's bowling? What do you think about him?
So when Don comes at the ground, he brings a lot of experience along with him. But I think today his calculations seems to be slightly wrong because the kind of field setup he has done, I think there is no need of that particular fine leg out over there. The kind of bowling he's bowling, a deep mid wicket would have helped him to save that boundary. Certainly. Once again, nicely cut towards the point region and looking for that second run. This is what about Vinayak Maske. He wants to pick up those after that particular boundary. He tries to rotate the strike and pick up those ones and twos and slowly and steadily move up the score. So I think Don is certainly maybe being more, aggressive with his, because it's the last over of the power play and the kind of bowling he is bowling. I think some calculations with the field setup has gone wrong in this particular. It's what I feel. After the end of 5 overs of power play, the score stands for 41 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. A good economical over, I would say, from Don, considering one boundary. But I think that effort got in vain, which Kiran sir just put it up. Because after that particular effort, if you are bowling loose delivery, it's not acceptable. And especially a bowler like Don, who carries and who has played so much of cricket, I think that was a judgment error, I would say.
Yeah, very rightly so. It's very famously said in cricket that bowlers need the support of the fielders when they bowl certain deliveries. And he got the kind of support he expected on a half tracker that he bowled outside off for to Utkarsh. But the very next ball, he bowled a full toss to Vinayak Masti. Doesn't matter how many balls he's played, be it 1, 2, 3. If you bowl a full toss to a player like him, he's going to punish. And more criminal when you're bowling it on the pads and you don't have anyone on the boundary. And that's the end of power. Sorry. 5 overs 41. Do we? No. The power play is over. Oh, sorry. I forgot. I am playing a Fervent tournament. The 1 over left is the twister over. Rishabh comes in to bowl his second with a more spread out field. And that was a beautiful delivery. That was beautiful by Rishabh. Captain making sure he's giving that security to the bowler by getting him back after the restrictions of field. And I was wrong in the last over, I guess. I said that Don will take 10 minutes to finish his over because he's busy setting up the field. But I guess every bowler might take 10 minutes to finish for the other bowlers as well. On the pads, flicked away. You guys cannot hear the reaction, but Vinayada certainly feels he missed out on a boundary opportunity there. What do you think, Swapnil? We spoke about a cautious start, but 5 overs 40 certainly isn't a cautious start that we thought Lions would take. Scoring at almost 8 runs per over. What do you think would be the stance of the next batsmen coming in?
What I certainly see from this, situation is that Lions is trying to set up the base for the other batters to come in, and I think around 10 overs. After 10 overs, I think they are trying to reach somewhere around this. In the last 10 overs, let's not forget there is a twister over as well, which will give plenty of runs. The batsman stays in there. And looking at the batting depth Lions have, I think one can take that high risk and can play high risk shots in this particular 5 overs from now, and can maybe cross more than 80 runs as well. Because Utkarsh is looking in a very fine knock, playing some good cricketing shots, and that could have been a single. Vinayak was ready, but I think Utkarsh denied it. The bowler is trying to target the pads comfortably, but I think the ball is not helping him too much in this case. And looking at the uneven bounce, we saw the very first ball it bounced so high rise for Vinayak Dada, and that's another classical shot, but field was placed over there. A good throw from the fielder as well. I think from here onwards, looking at the field position, field placements, I think Lions can set up which will play that effortless shots and play field cricket.
An outside edge, and that was against the likes of Utkarsh and Vinayada to not go for the arm of the fielder and risking that second run. Yeah, you were saying that the kind of field placements that you are seeing, the kind of spot on some deliveries where the bowler is trying to bowl to the field. The first ball, yes, it did bounce, but after that, he's just trying to bowl onto the pads with no security on the leg side. And as I said, he made a very quick correction, the bowler, by bowling to his field again. Very nice over. Gave away 11 runs in the first one, 7 runs in the second. It's 48 for 1 at the end of 6 overs. They're maintaining the run rate of 8 runs per over. So yeah, I get your point where you are coming from in terms of scoring somewhere between 85 at the end of 10 overs. I guess that kind of sets the platform for the remaining batsmen to come in, put a very high score. And when you have the likes of Srijit Dalvi, Nilesh Dada, you have Sanjay Sir, you have Rajwal, you have good people coming in, and yeah, I cannot miss out on the man of the match of the last game, who literally took the attack to the bowlers, and that was very un-Utkarsh type shot from Utkarsh there. What do you think? You are someone who admires the kind of calm and composure he shows. What do you think? What would you advise him?
I think you have certainly seen Prajwal coming in during the team split and giving that message. I think the message has come out from the captain that now it's the time, to play those big shots, and that's what Utkarsh is trying to do. Because, as you said, there is the batting lineup is very deep. Shiljeet, Sanjay Sir, Nilesh Sada, Vikas Sharma, Prajwal. The batting is depth and big, and everyone is capable enough to hit those shots and play those innings. So I think it's that time. Yes, let's not forget Ankit Mehta, my schoolmate, with whom I played so much cricket. During my school days, one of my senior member of school, and I think that's the reason why Utkarsh was playing that Utkarsh type shots, which he is not known for. But I think he has that ability to hit big runs, which we have seen a couple of weeks ago during the T20 Test series, where he scored 26 runs in 1 over and playing those advantage shots. So I think he has that strength. He just need to believe himself and not to try too fancy. And he is a kind of a batsman. He can accelerate, and 1 or 2 big overs from now on will give him and the team the kind of momentum that they are looking for. I think the message will be clear for the batsmen. I think Vinayak Dada, an experienced batter in middle, he knows what to do, and he also might be guiding. That's, I think, building up some pressure for Utkarsh. A super bowling by Kiran sir. 2 back-to-back dot deliveries. And I see Utkarsh getting more frustrated. I'm trying to accelerate and trying to play the big shot, but I think not getting the ones. And that's nicely flicked away to the square leg region, and that's a boundary for Utkarsh. The kind of shot that he was trying to look in the very first ball, which he got crammed in the legs. Finally, he got the runs for that particular shot. But playing 4 balls and getting those 4 runs, something that the captain might be looking at this point of time. Less the balls and more runs. I think that will help Lions progress more. I think the field, I still see it's too skeptical and too much open for the batters to take away those singles. But what's your thought, Sultan, on the field?
I would say, and that's, I guess, the end of 7th over, and still maintaining the run rate of 8 runs per over, 56 at the loss of 1 wicket. I'll get back to your question, Swapnil. Before that, the kind of shots that Utkarsh was trying to play, 2 balls, I guess 3 balls he tried to slog. He couldn't time it. The 4th ball he got on the I guess he has the answer to. He's not a slogger. He's a perfect timer of the ball. He's someone who can do the top level of clinical hitting that is expected from him. He just needs to be on the non-striker's end and understand of how he can score runs and how he has been scoring runs. And slogging has not been the answer for him. Yeah, coming to your question of field placements, I could still see that there's no cow corner, there's no square leg, there's no mid wicket, and the bowlers coming in are still bowling on the pads. Uh, we have to talk about field placements. I'd say the field placements is on top notch if the bowler bowls outside off, but if he strays on the pads or the stump, then it's very difficult to stop the run. And that's a for a sloppy misfield. A sloppy misfield by the fielder, and again a very simple full toss delivery timed by Utkarsh, and the fielder thought of gifting him a 4 this time. I guess he's nearby, he's hearing us speak.
Yes, as you rightly said, that Utkarsh is known for his timings and not for his slogging. We saw a perfect timing shot, but I think the credit goes to the bowler, fielder, especially the sloppy fielding effort. A good morning to the fielder. He didn't. He realized it was too easy for him. I can feel him because last day I was playing a similar. I was playing a practice match, and similar thing happened with me. But I was fortunate enough that it didn't got for a boundary. It just went for an extra single. So I can feel the fielder's pain. Maybe he's just not waking up. He's still in the sleepy mood. But I think there is a certain change in the bowling attack. Yeah. Or else he would have got another medicines with for his sleepiness. A good bowling again. A change in bowling. Anil Yadav, one of the owner of that's Sunil Yadav bowling his very first over. Once again a good shot. Again the same fielder. This time he picks it up cleanly.
We are literally having a Ramesh Suresh moment here. Player is registered as Anil. Fielder says it's Sunil. And eat 5-star do nothing. Nicely pushed to the cover boundary. And at the end of 8 overs, it's 64 for 1. And it's Don, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Don, coming on to bowl his second over. And nicely pushed for a single. And changing the field on the very first ball. defines Dawn. Interesting ball there. He got the long off into the circle. He got the mid wicket down on the boundary, and he bowled the ball outside off. Let's talk a bit about Kiran sir. I guess a perfect example of or a visual reference of age is just a number.
Yes, rightly said, Swapnil. That's a clean hitting. That's out of the park by Vinayak Dada. That's slightly put up and got punished by Vinayak Maske. Again, a poor bowling by Ron. Ron is known for his experience and tricky bowling, but I think he's just missing out his line today, not getting the kind of line and the turn from the pitch. A good start for Vinayak. That's a poor line. So coming back to your question about Kiran sir, you rightly said age is just a number, but for me Kiran sir, fighter, a warrior, he always plays with his full heart and gives more than 100% on field to whichever team he plays. A perfect example, I remember when we started playing against Kiran sir, with Kiran sir, he started as a wicketkeeper batsman. He has slowly, but no one knew that he was a bowler too. So he slowly showed up his bowling skills. Then he used to do all the three things in one match. Bowl, keeper, bat. And now I think he has got that perfect. So he thought to take the other responsibility of captaining the team. So a person, a player who never refrains from taking any additional responsibility and who always there for the team. A team, perfect team player for me, I would say. And a very humble gentleman out of me. Yes, as I said, team lines is heading towards the 10 over target. Currently, after 9 overs, they are 75 for 1. So, Swapnil, I think my predictions are going right so far with the score.
Yeah, very much spot on. And honestly, we were kind of falling back, but Don thought of helping us to get the long off in and bowl a nice juicy half volley to win another. And just like the caliber of win another, he punished the very first time he bowled a full toss on the pads. He punished the next time when he bowled a half juicy half volley outside of. And as you were saying, leading from the front, captaining the side, on the very last minute he observed that there are only 3 inside the circle, saving a certain no ball and a freebie to Utkarsh. And that is an excellent shot. Excellent shot by Utkarsh. He is timing the ball differently today. I guess he's watched his highlights of 101 not out of last week. This is the message. The message from the dressing room has been erased by Utkarsh of wanting to slog. the basics of cricket done right. Single followed by a six.
Yes, I think certainly the plan.